Good evening. Welcome to the March 4th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting. First item on the agenda is the meeting minutes dated February 4th, 2025. I reviewed the minutes. I didn't have any problems with them. Bill Cumbie is going to be late. He told me he also reviewed them. He didn't have any problems with them.
I have no comments.
Nick, Stacy, Chris, do you guys have any comments on the minutes?
No comments.
I don't have any comments. I read through them.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion. Is there any public comment?
No public comment.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? All right, minutes are approved. Next item is the zoning hearing board application 672 for 905 South Waterloo Road.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jake Adino. I'm the Director of Operations at Delaware County Christian School. I wanted to say that we love being a part of this community. We have a great relationship, I believe, with the township, with local law enforcement. We're here to present a project that enhances our current programming that is already happening in the areas that we will see highlighted. This project is not being pursued due to an increase in enrollment, nor are we using this project to increase enrollment. We have been capped at that campus and do not plan on adding any additional students, faculty, or staff on site. We have no plans to add lighting out on our fields in the back area at all in terms of relationship to sporting events. We do plan on adding lights inside an outdoor pavilion that will not be placed on the outside of the structure, but on the inside structure from the ceiling. As far as the gym, we are looking to update the inside all the way from HVAC to a stage for our arts program. The arts program is already using the gym, which has proven to be inadequate. So again, just using this project to enhance current function, not due to enrollment in any way, and just focus on the experience that our current faculty, staff, and students have in these two spaces. And I'll hand it off to Daniel Rowley.
Good evening. My name is Dan Rowley with Saul Ewing. I'm the attorney representing the applicant in this case. I also have seated right behind me is Michael Boker, who's the civil engineer for the project. We have a PowerPoint with some plans that I can walk you through quickly. And if there are any questions at any point, feel free to stop me and ask. So maybe we can go to the next slide. So this is an aerial of the campus. As you can see, it's a fairly large campus. It's about 30 acres gross in size. You can also see the academic buildings, some parking areas, some athletic fields. The property is burdened by a large number of natural features. Despite the large size of the property, these include moderate to very steep slopes. A creek crisscrosses the property. There are riparian buffer areas, and as you can see in this aerial, it's also covered in fairly heavy woodlands. So all of these things limit the developable area of the property, and specifically the very steep slopes, the moderate steep slopes, and the riparian buffer areas have to be netted out of the acreage, which further constrains the amount of impervious coverage that can be used on the property. You can go to the next slide. So this is another aerial. It shows a little bit where the project areas are in red, but it shows it in relation to the full campus. Maybe the next slide. These are demolition areas, so there will be some demolition of existing building and existing impervious coverage on the property in the general area of where the proposed structures will be. And if you could go to the next slide. So these are the proposed improvements. So if you look starting towards the top of the plan, there's a lighter brown area. That is what Mr. Godino said. to be the expanded gym and arts area. That'll be a stage that'll expand the gym. The gym is an older building. It does not have any air conditioning. It has limited heat. So these improvements in that expansion will also be able to provide some enhanced HVAC and some upgrades. The darker area there, close to the stage area expansion, is a second-story addition. That area currently has first floor storage. This addition will be a second floor on top of that, and as well as that first floor. Again, no additional students, no additional employees. It's just a little more space. And finally, towards the bottom of the plan, that is a pavilion area. That will essentially provide some more usable outdoor area for the existing student body. It's essentially a roofed area with picnic tables underneath, which will allow for students to have lunch or occasionally have class outside when the weather permits. And this area of the campus is already utilized as this outdoor picnic area. There are already picnic tables out there. This pavilion will just provide a little more structure and shelter for that use in the area of the already existing picnic tables. So, one more additional note I wanted to make. Back in 2009, if you'll excuse me, I'm just getting over a cough. Back in 2009, the school received variance approval to go up to 17.74% impervious coverage. Those improvements, only a handful of them were built, so we never reached that 17.74%. And this project will also not reach that milestone. It'll be slightly under that. So we'd be complying with that previous approval from the zoning hearing board. And with that, I'll open up the board for any questions.
So what are you asking from us for tonight? What do you need from us?
Sure, we're requesting a recommendation for a variance for impervious coverage of 16.37%, where a maximum of 13.5 is permitted and 15.94 exists. And again, 17.74 was previously approved.
So I have a quick question for you, just for clarification.
Sure.
So in the prior project where the 17.74% was approved, what percent was increased in impervious? And then at this time, or you're saying that, I guess what I'm asking is, you had a 17.74% allowed increase. How much of that did you use in 2009? And then you're saying that you're under the 17% now.
Yes, so I can follow up with the exact numbers, but I believe we were slightly under the 13.5% that is permitted by right in 2009, and we are now at 15.94. So in terms of percentage, that is approximately what was utilized.
So the 15.94% was utilized in 2009 of the amount that was approved.
Yes, minus what was already there at that time, which was a little under 13.5%.
Okay, so does that mean then that the new addition is only a couple percent to meet or at least not exceed the 17.74%?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. That's my only question.
Chris, do you have any questions, comments?
When you got the previous approval for 17%, did you have the same impervious cover calculation? You know, the 1,035,000 square feet, 1,035,000. You know, did we change the rules with the riparian buffer or anything like that since then?
I don't believe so. I think just from reading the decision in 2009 earlier today, I believe they had to apply for that variance because it was recently changed at that time to net out certain things from the impervious coverage.
Thank you.
No.
Any comments now?
No, I mean, I think it's de minimis, so I don't think I'm gonna really issue with this.
Ready to go?
See, I assume it's the same as what was proposed in 2009. I don't have any issues with it. We talked about it last meeting. So.
Yeah.
I just do have one thought. I presume you're going to, if required, do stormwater management for the increase in pervious.
That's correct. We'll have to go through land development.
Thank you.
Any public comment? Yes.
Hi, my name is Paul Tufano. I live on Castle Hill Lane and my backyard is right across from the buildings that are being proposed for expansion. And I was here actually in 2009 when the school was looking for the relief from the impervious requirement. And I would say they've been a terrific neighbor. They're always accessible and they're always very transparent. And just found out about this yesterday. The school had sent a note on Friday, which I got an email yesterday, and so I reached out to the school and have had some concerns, which I shared with them, and they gave me some time to talk today, and they said they would be happy to talk next week as well. But just in terms of issues that the building that's about to be, that they would like to expand, it sits right on top of some pretty steep slopes. We've had some flooding down at where their driveway meets Waterloo Road, as you may know. Other issues in terms of the access road, which has become used a lot more since all of the construction and increased students over the last 15 years or so. And so I'm just here to say that I'm looking forward to following up with the school in terms of they've offered to meet with me as well as any of our neighbors on the street. So I'm just here to say I'm not necessarily against it, but I have some concerns and just thought you would want to know that we're going to be following up with them to understand more before they would move on to the zoning hearing board, and would hope that the commission would encourage them to have those types of discussions with the neighbors. Thank you.
I did have a question, regarding the stormwater management, would that capture, what percentage would it be capturing, regarding, I guess mitigation, I guess, or BD?
So I think that'll be determined in the land development process. Michael, if you,
Sure. Our intent is to capture 100% of the new improvements, so we will manage all those areas accordingly. And that may even include some of where we have the second story addition, we may be collecting some of that as well.
Any other public comment? Colleen, anything on that?
Nothing online.
Right. Anybody want to make a motion to do it away?
Gonna recuse myself from this vote officially just because of been a client of Delaware County Christian Schools. So
They're asked for a variance, or just a recommendation.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. Your choice are either motion to support the request for a variance or remain neutral or against.
Okay, I make a motion to recommend for a variance for 16.3%.
Second it.
Okay, motion made by Nick, seconded by Chris. Any public comment on the motion or?
No public comment.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Stacy?
Sorry, yes, I said yes.
Okay. Opposed, anybody? All right, motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, Jake.
Yeah. Small world.
That's coughing.
Oh, I know. I just got worse than last week.
Did you want, everybody's on the PC agenda, is that what?
Let me see you.
Did you want
I can move right there.
Or?
What's that?
That's like, I'll start. We did it now, we sent it email.
Maybe that's why.
Please, my document.
John said what's his team.
Yeah, this came in on, and I said, yes.
I can think it's different.
So you sent this all rendering question?
Yeah. That should be on.
I'm trying to get a couple for times. I don't know whether the problem is you can't have full review. You twist stuff out.
Okay.
People put stuff in. So Tuesday, is it in here? This letter? Just talked about. So you know, I used to imagine it would cut my arm. They're never gonna be able to see it. You're gonna leave the other one. Okay. 27th place. They're not gonna be able to see it on Zoom because, they can't see this coverage.
Okay.
So they're just gonna.
Okay.
See, the majority of people are the consultants.
Okay.
So.
I know, yeah.
I'll get the call, you can start on that.
Okay.
Okay. We ready? Right, next item on the agenda is the land development at Waynesboro Country Club for the paddle hut expansion.
Yes, so I'm John Ekman, this is Jim Van with Nave Knoll, we're the consulting engineering firm, as well as some representatives from Waynesboro Country Club. We're here tonight to discuss a approximate 900 square foot addition to the club's existing paddle hut building. We are here tonight to seek recommendation for approval of preliminary and final land development plans, as well as request some waivers. A brief history, the paddle hut that stands today was built in 1998 and has a current footprint of about 826 square feet. The last time the hut was worked on was back in 2017 for some cosmetic refreshing. So this will be the first major overhaul of the building in its 27 years of existence. The hut addition in size will actually be 866 square feet for the actual sizing, and that would put the overall footprint at about 1,700 square feet. The purpose of this addition is to, one, help bring the building up to date with the current ADA accessibility standards, as well as better serve the members of the club and the individuals that use the building, and this is not part of a membership drive. And it's only being done to better serve the existing members. It's not there to try to expand. On the, I'll pull the site plan rendering really quick. And so, here and there, so this, sorry
You can just
about
point.
that. So this here represents the existing building today. It's currently surrounded by existing paddleball courts. And then on the western side here is where the addition will be going. The building today is already served by public water and sewer, and the existing laterals and connections will be continued to be used. I'll pop to just to show you guys here as well. So here's just an elevation view. This is showing it from the north, and this is showing it from the south. I'll quickly just go back to here just so you get bearings. This is looking at it from the north side, and then this is working at it from the south side. So the existing building here, if you follow this line, is the existing building today, and then from the north end, and then on the south end, this is the existing building here. So this portion here and this portion here will be the expansion. Building height's going to match what's out there today, and is gonna follow that same roof height. And then, so as far as stormwater management goes for the land development requirements and the requirements of the stormwater ordinance, there's an existing subgrade system located here that when that was put in was designed and built with an excess of volume capacity in order to offset improvements for future projects down the area like this one. So as of right now, are there any questions? Can talk through more, and I can jump into discussing what the waivers are.
So there's enough capacity to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's no new stormwater being proposed with this, it was already taken into account.
Anybody else have any questions before we get into waivers? Go for it.
Okay, so the first waiver, section 422A and 423A. The way the code's written is that it asks that land development plans be drawn at a scale of 1 inch equals 50 feet. We're requesting a waiver to allow plans to be drawn at a scale of 1 inch equals 20 feet, just so you can better see the expansion with this project. You scale it out to 1 inch equals 50, you start to kind of lose the detailing of the building. Next waiver, 432E, has to deal with the street widening requirements. So we have talked with, and in the Bowman letter, the waivers being requested to pay a fee in lieu for the expansion instead of widening Route 252. That would be for a length of 130 feet is the length for the fee in lieu to be paid for. This is consistent with the waiver that was requested when back in I think it was 2019, when the pool building was reconstructed. That waiver was also being Bowman was in favor of that waiver. And then 441, it's a similar thing, only deals with the curbs and the sidewalks. So the code requires that, curb and sidewalk be put along the roads, and we're requesting a waiver to pay a fee in lieu for a length of 103 feet. I should clarify, that length of 103 feet, covers the, what's being called as the project area.
I think the first time you said 130 feet. And then you said 103 feet.
Sorry, it's 103.
It's 103?
103.
Thank you.
And then on our plan set here, so we have it dimensioned here. So it's basically took the furthest lines from here and expanded them up here. We talked this over with Bowman on what would be that length that would be used. This portion here was excluded because this is really just for a construction access path. So this portion down here is really where the main storage of materials and movement will be through. And Bowman agreed with that length. And so that covers the waivers. It's those 3 waivers.
Just on that issue in Bowman's letter of February 20, it talks about this issue, but it says necessary to confirm the length of street frontage adjacent to the paddle hut area. So you're saying, since this letter, you did confirm that with Bowman,
Yes.
and it's 103 feet.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
And then, so we went through and this plan set here shows, we've already went through and have made the changes, that came up as comments in the consultant's review letters, with many of them, particularly if not most of them being minor in nature and, just some note specification call outs. If I kind of go through this quick, I have what was changed from the original set highlighted here. So if there's any questions, just let me know. If not, I'll just kind of go through it really quick here.
Obviously, we will make a formal submission addressing the review letters, but we thought this was a good step, instead of just coming saying, we will comply with the review letters. Say, hey, we've already done it, and this is how minor it is, there's no real design changes, it's basically just note work.
You mentioned that you're upgrading the facility to be ADA compliant.
Yes.
What are some of the features you're installing?
So, interior of the building, I'll give my best. I might need help from one of the representatives of the club, but so interior of it. So today, currently to get to the building, I believe there's just 2 sets of stairs. Now with inside of the building, there's one of those mechanical lifts to get between the different levels, as well as with making the building wider. You now have the room to be able to expand things like the showers, bathrooms, that type of stuff, to be able to have more flexibility, because now the building is, you're essentially being able to like double the size of the space that you have now, to be able to now make room and for those other like the interior regulations. I'm doing my best to explain. I'm not too familiar with the interior architectural side of it, but just so there's the maneuverability for individuals.
Okay, yeah, I was more worried about the outside ADA compliant.
We have
Yeah.
added in phase 1, which will go before the township for final permits. We have added the ADA ramp that connects to the building. And then the second phase will add the lift to the property to make us fully ADA compliant.
As well as ADA bathrooms.
88 bathrooms as well.
Compliant hit centers slated.
Yeah, so what Kim.
Kim Brady, by the way, a general manager of Waynesboro. I joined the team in April, so thank you to the township, especially Colleen back here, who's been extremely helpful onboarding me in the last several months, so.
Okay, yeah, and my question was more featured with the exterior of the building, so there's a ramp, okay.
There is.
Yeah, so this now here is a ramp that allows individuals to come up and access the building that way.
Just one clarifying comment.
Yes.
I think one of the stormwater comments was that it'll be sized for peak flow rate. You guys noted you will comply. I assume that
Yeah.
that's, the existing bed meets those
Yes.
requirements. It's just a matter of what was in the study.
Yeah, we're expanding the storm water report, just to show those calculations.
Thank you.
And then we did talk to the township engineer last week to review how we were gonna address his letters. Again, we'll make a formal submission, but I don't see any obstacles with the technical comments.
Perfect.
Chris, Stacy, any comments?
I don't have any comments. It seems very small for the huge size of that campus, so I don't have any issues with it.
Me neither.
We have to list all the waivers requested in the.
I
I
think you
wrote
could
it
just,
down.
yes,
Just
you could
say
just-
as requested.
yeah, and if you're inclined to recommend approval to the supervisors, then it should be, even though they say they already comply, subject to compliance with the committed letter of 2/13/25, the Bowman letter of 2/20/25, and the Carroll letter of 2/20/25, and recommend 3 waivers.
Is there any public comment?
I'm Mike Lacian. I'm a resident of Beaumont Road, and I'm speaking as a resident of Beaumont Road. You mentioned paddle ball. Is it paddle ball or platform tennis? I thought it was platform tennis.
One and the same.
Interchangeable.
Platform tennis is what we're talking about here. This is our paddle hut.
Yeah, this project does not include any additional paddle courts. There are some in this area that were approved as part of the previous project. That this application is strictly for the building addition.
So they are paddle ball or they're only platform tennis?
So
You mean
paddle is
pickle- you mean
platform.
Pickleball, Mike? Is that what
Pickleball,
you
that's
meant?
it. I mean pickleball.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's just.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Are any of these pickleball courts? No. Thanks. I was just wondering. Thank you.
Along those lines, just the platforms were approved prior, right? So, because I noticed the lighting plan just has minimal lighting from the sconces on
Yes.
the hut, but all of the lighting for the courts, all that was done in a previous application, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you. I don't have any good questions or comments.
Tom, stop me if I get answer wrong, all right?
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna make a recommendation for preliminary and final land development approval for the paddle hut expansion. To the supervisors, as well as waivers for section 422A, 423A. The waiver for 432E. And the waiver for 441, as well as being subject to compliance with the committal letter of February 13th, 2025, the Bowman letter, February 20th, 2025, and the Carroll letter, February 20th, 2025. Perfect. Awesome.
What a pro.
You have a second?
I second.
All right. Motion made, seconded. Any public comment on the motion?
Nothing online?
Nothing? All right. All those in favor? Say aye.
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 Administrative, but I'm gonna recuse from this vote as well.
Anybody approved? Anybody opposed? All right, motion carries 4-0 with 1 abstention. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
It's good to see you.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah, it's good. Take care.
Are we done?
Yeah. we'd love to catch up.
PDCMA is having an event, or something like that, I don't know,
Okay.
I'd love to have you come.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So appropriate, thanks everyone.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the 2024 Planning Commission Summary Report. I prepared 2 weeks ago, actually I prepared last year, sorry. I promised to prepare a few weeks ago, time got the best of me. Just general summary of the things we worked on in 2024. It's in all your packets. We get the, Colleen? Just.
Yeah, I would make a motion, so everybody, if everybody is happy with it, to forward it over to the board of supervisors, so they can review it.
Okay, has everybody had a chance to review the summary report? Does anybody
Yes.
have any comments, concerns? Observations?
I like the brevity of it.
Yes, that was well done.
All right, anybody wanna make a motion to approve it?
I will.
No. We have a second?
I second.
Motion made by Bill Cumby, seconded by Nick. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right,
And that includes submitting it to the board of supervisors.
we're submitting it to the Board of Supervisors for their.
Colleen was about to say that.
I threw my voice to the front and sound like Tom.
All right, motion carries, getting submitted to the Board of Supervisors. Let's see. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
Next item, announcements. Next meeting is Tuesday, April 1st, 2025.
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day. Okay. We're adjourned. All right, great. See everybody next month.
Thank you.
See you later.